Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl with Red Heart Yarns. Today I want to show you how to make the Crochet Honeycomb hat and scarf set, which uses the Boutique Changes yarn. It's a yarn that has 6 different textures in it. If you notice on the hat here, we have everything from a boucle to a smoother yarn and some brushed yarn and even some metallic and some ribbon yarn. So even though it's all in the same color family, it changes in texture. And that's something that's really fun way to change up your project as you go. You can even do something really simple, just simple stitches, and it'll look more elaborate because of the features of the yarn. In today's demonstration, I want to show you how you can use the honeycomb stitch pattern, which is what we use in this set, and how in the hat we use the same exact stitch pattern in the round, but in the scarf we do this stitch pattern in the rows. So I'm going to show you at the end of one of the pattern repeat rows here in the hat how it's a combination of a couple of rows. One row is a 3 single crochet and chain 5. So we're going to start with a chain 5, skip the next 3 stitches, then single crochet 1 time in each of the next 3 stitches, and then chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to skip the next 3 stitches. So 3 single crochets in the one each in the next 3 stitches, and then a chain 5. And we're going to skip the next 3 and then work 1 stitch in each of the next 3 stitches. And that's just the repeat. We're going to work that across the round, skipping the next 3, then single crochet in each of the next 3. We'll do that until we get to the end of the round. On the last repeat, we do the chain 5 and then slip stitch into the top of the chain, first single crochet at the beginning of the round. And so as we're working in the rounds, we're joining in a slip stitch at the end of each round and then beginning the next one in the very next spot. So from this point on, we're going to work in solid double crochet, and that's really easy in the rounds after this one. But the first one, what it means is that you're going to double crochet into each stitch around, starting with chain 3, counting as your first double crochet, working 1 double crochet in each stitch. But then in your chain 5 space, you're going to work 5 stitches all into that same big opening. Instead of working into each chain individually, what we're going to do is work 5 double crochets right into that chain 5 space. Like that. And that's what's going to be different about the hat than the scarf. Is the scarf just does the honeycomb pattern, and in the hat what you're doing is double crochet in this round, making a complete row of just double crochet, and then going forward what you do is there's going to be decreases so that as you're working in the round you're decreasing up until you get to the center. So that would be the hat. And then for the scarf, using the Susan Bates eye hook, which is 5.5 millimeter, and then for the scarf we're using the same changes yarn, but we're using the L Susan Bates hook, which is the 8 millimeter. And this is a 6-row repeat, even though the hat was a 3-row repeat. And the reason being is because when you're working in rows, this pattern is offset. So you have to have something to keep the edge straight on the end. So if you just follow the rows of the pattern, it's the same concept of a 3 single crochet and chain 5, but it offsets a little bit at the beginning and end of the rows just so that it stays in a straight line. So we've already done the first 6 rows here, and I'm just going to show you how to do the repeat of that. Okay, so rows 1 through 5 are already finished on the scarf, and I'm just finishing up of row 6, which is again the same repeat that we've been doing all along. We've done a chain 5, skip 3 stitches, single crochet 1 time in each of the next 3 stitches, chain 5. Notice how the yarn keeps changing. It's like having 6 different yarns all at the same time without having to cut ends and weave in all those ends. You're getting the texture of 6 yarns all in one. We're going to chain 5, skip 3, and then at the end of the row, and this is the difference between rows and rounds. We have a little bit variation at the end of rows to even things up. So instead of doing 3 single crochets at the end of the row, to even it up, we're just doing 2 at the end of the row, like that. Turn our work, single crochet into the first stitch, then we're going to skip the next stitch and work 5 single crochets in the chain 5 space. Not in each of the individual chains, but we're going to work 5 single crochets into that large hole underneath the chain 5 space. Single crochet in the next and skip 1 stitch before working the 5 single crochets underneath the next chain 5 space. You're going to repeat that across the row. That's row 3. When in this repeat, we're repeating rows 3 through 6. Then you'll repeat rows 3 through 5 one more time, and that's it. You're just going to fasten off after that many rows for the scarf. The honeycomb stitch pattern hat and scarf set is a way of showing how you can use one stitch pattern in rows and rounds. This pattern and many more are available on the website, so please come check it out at redheart.com.